Chapter 3185. The situation is, what you saw. Tang Chuan smiled. How did you guys know we were here? Su Yu remembered that they only showed off on their WeChat moments and didn't reveal their whereabouts. They didn't have a GPS location. Sea City is only so big, how could we not find you? Especially that sixth element of yours. It's so flashy and cool. Tang Chuan winked. Tang Chuan and Su Yu chatted about useless things. On the other side, when everyone came in and saw Huamin, they were all very excited. Mian, you're finally back. I was so scared. I cried so much for you that I almost went blind. Zhu Lingling couldn't help but cry again. These days, whenever she closed her eyes, she would think of Huamin's face. Then she would think of the many things that happened together. Ever since high school, when she was bullied, Huamin stood up for her. Later, when she found a scumbag boyfriend, Huamin helped her deal with it. Then, Gao Ran proposed to her and they had a child. After so many years, Huamin had become her most inseparable friend. Whenever she thought of Huamin's death, Zhu Lingling felt suffocated. She didn't want to believe that she would never see Mian again. What would she do if she lost such a good friend? So, when she saw Huamin alive for the first time, Zhu Lingling couldn't help but burst into tears. Zhu Lingling's crying immediately affected the atmosphere. It's good that you're back. I'm relieved. Jiang Xiaowei also wiped away her tears. Mom, don't cry. Auntie Huamin is back safe and sound. Wei Yunchu took out a tissue and handed it to his mother. Sis, you've lost weight? And Ai Yang choked as he said these few words. And Ai Yang didn't have many family ties since he was young, so he already saw Huamin as his biological sister. So, when Huamin came back, he was sincerely excited. However, when he saw Huamin's thin face, his heart ached. Director? Chen Jie was already sobbing when she said those two words. Sis. When Jixin parked the car and walked in, he saw that everyone was standing, so he squeezed in. When he saw Huamian, he was so excited that he ran over. He hugged Huamian's entire body and lifted her up. But, Jixin, what are you doing? Put me down. Huamian was afraid of heights. Are you Mian's she's baby? She tugged on Jixin's shirt and snorted. Yes. I was too impulsive. I forgot that sis is pregnant. Jixin quickly put Huamin down. Sis, Mom and I missed you so much. We thought you were already. Jixin's eyes turned red as he spoke. Hey, what are you guys doing? It's a good thing that I'm back, not my funeral. Don't cry. Huamin said to everyone with a smile. Pfft, what are you talking about? It's so unlucky. Are you a tiger? Su Yu glared at Huamin. Huamin stuck out his tongue and realized that he had said something wrong. He hid behind Jixin's broad shoulders. Yeah, it's a good thing that Mian is back. Everyone, let's celebrate. Boss, bring us as much beer as you can. We're happy today, Zhu Lingling yelled at the top of her lungs. Then, the place where only a few people were eating became a group dinner. Fortunately, Mr. Qin was wise enough to reserve the entire venue. There was no one else. Rick sat beside Qin Chu and asked in a low voice, Did your trip to Australia go well? Chapter 3186. Not bad. Did you catch him? Rick asked subtly, but Qin Chu knew what he meant. Is he dead? No, I brought him back. Rick, you want to lure the big fish? Rick seemed to know Qin Chu's intention. That's a good idea, but it's not a good thing. They're much harder to deal with than Huasiqian, Rick reminded him kindly. I know. Okay, buddy, I wish you all the best. I'm willing to ally with you anytime, just let me know if you need me. Rick raised his glass. He rarely had any expression on his face, but at this moment, there was a slight smile on his face. Huamin, on the other hand, was surrounded by a group of people. He was so busy that he wished he had 3 heads and 6 arms. Sister Mian, do you still feel uncomfortable? I feel so sleepy, Cece said. Pregnant women are all like this, don't worry. Have you taken folic acid? Huamin asked with concern. Yes, you can buy everything in America. Rick bought everything for me, including calcium tablets and so on. Not bad, send me some next time. The things there are good and the prices are good. Huamin smiled. Of course. Cici, I think you should be a purchasing agent in the States. It's a good way to make money, Zhu Lingling suggested excitedly. Cici was a little embarrassed. Lingling, are you stupid? Her boyfriend has more money than he can spend, and you want his fiancée to be a purchasing agent? What are you thinking? Jiang Shaowei laughed at her. Ahem. Money doesn't burn your hands. Who wants to go against money? I have a few customers who love luxury bags, but there aren't many new models in the country. So, Cici, bring me a few next time when you go back. I'll pay you. Okay, I'll go out when I have time. Cici smiled. Sister Mion, when are you going back to the hospital? It's been a mess lately. Chen Jie said mysteriously. What's wrong? Huamin was slightly startled. There's a new female doctor in the obstetrics and gynecology department. She said that she's the niece of one of the leaders of the municipal party committee. She's so arrogant. Her medical skills aren't that great, but she's a troublemaker. Everyone hates her, but they can't do anything to her. There are people like that? Huamin was a little surprised. That's right. She's already so old, but she's still unmarried. She's like an old lady. It's quite difficult to deal with her. All right, I'll meet her when I go back. Huamin felt that even though he wasn't good at fighting, he couldn't let the atmosphere at Southside change. Wu Xiaoxue had been cured by Huamin at the first hospital. She was President Wu's niece. This time, another niece from the municipal party committee had come. She was waiting for a good show. After he came back, his life returned to normal. Huamin suddenly felt that this kind of normal life was the happiest, fulfilling, and beautiful. Sister Mion, the company recently expanded a lot of new channels. I talked with Zhixin and decided to go to Taiwan a few more times to get the big clients there. Bella excitedly reported the company's situation to Huamin. That's a good thing. Thanks to you, Bella. I know my brother's ability. No. This time, it's really because of Vice President Jing's hard work. He's very good now, Bella praised. Zhixin scratched his head in embarrassment. So, when are you two going to settle down? Huamin asked directly. Chapter 3187. You've been with Bella for a long time, right? You're not young anymore. You should get engaged, Zhu Lingling added fuel to the fire. We're still young. We should focus on our careers. Zhixin was still a bit shy. That's fast. Zhixin is going to have a wife soon. When we were in high school, he was still a kid. He was still fighting with his classmates. Gao Ran sighed. Qin Chu nodded. Time is unforgiving. Our kids are all grown up and we're getting old. President Qin, do you feel sad when you think about your twins getting married? Gao Ran asked on purpose. Qin Chu's face darkened. He really didn't want to see that happen. His daughters were only 3 years old, and he sometimes fantasized about it. When they grew up, they would fall in love, have boyfriends, and even get married. He would be very sad. He would cry when the time came. You? Don't mention it. Rick glanced at Gao Ran. Of course I'm happy. She's going to marry into our family. Then we'll have a daughter-in-law. So will our family, Wei Liao added. Mr. Qin's face darkened even more. If you're going to bully my husband like this, then I'm not going to give you any face. Huamin interrupted with a smile. What, Lady Qin, are you going to break up a couple? Jiang Shaowei laughed. Of course not. Do you think I'm such an insensitive person? I won't break up a couple, but I'll find a son-in-law who lives in our family. If someone like Tang Chuan comes to live with us, then we won't be the ones losing our daughters, but your sons will run away from home. So do you want to have a second child? Huamin purposely tried to provoke them. Qin Chu, your wife is really two-faced. Did she learn from you? Gao Ran gave him a thumbs up. Sister-in-law, am I the legendary getting shot while lying down? Tang Chuan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Could it be that sister-in-law was wrong? What, are you going to go back on your word? If you want to go back on your word, it's not too late. After all, there are a lot of socialites here. You can pick any one of them. They'll happily throw themselves at you to be your wife, Qin Ning said. Don't Don't I like it? Huh. I don't want anyone else, I'll follow you. Sister Ning, please take care of me in the future. Tang Chuan attentively massaged Qi Ning's legs. Brat, you don't even care about your face for a woman now. I really look down on you. Wei Liao laughed at him. Don't be the pot calling the kettle black. When you chased after Sister Wei, you almost worshipped her, Tang Chuan retorted. On the side, Su Yu smiled with a wine glass in his hand. Continue. I like to watch dogs bite each other. Speaking of dogs, there is indeed a ready-made single dog here. Tang Chuan said. Su Yu, what the fuck? Lord Su, do you feel good being single? I saw that a certain Japanese country recently invented a new magical weapon that's perfect for an otaku like you. It's even better than a blow-up doll. I'll give you one for your birthday. Ha, you're welcome. Do you believe that I can break your dick with one kick? You won't be able to live happily for the rest of your life. Stop talking nonsense. The kids are still here. Mind your image, Wei Liao reminded them. Uncle Su, continue. I like to listen to jokes like this. It's so funny, Gao Buyuan said with a northern accent. After he finished speaking, everyone was amused. Director Gao, your son is getting dirtier. Huamin glanced at Gao Ran and said. Chapter 3188. How dare you say that? It's all because of Little Bean. My Buyuan used to be so pure, Gao Ran said innocently. Birds of a feather flock together. Uncle Gao, my dad said it's not that I tainted Buyuan, but that he had the potential to be so, Little Bean retorted. Gao Ran was speechless. Little Bean is right, Gao Buyuan said seriously with an ice cream in his hand. Everyone burst into laughter again. Look at you. You're not even married yet, but you're already dissing your dad. Is it really okay for you to have so many sons? Zhu Lingling didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Calm down. I'll take care of you too even if I have a wife, Gao Buyuan said. Look at you guys. I don't even want to have a son. You guys are so heartless. Let's have a daughter, just like Little Bean, so she can play with other people's sons. Tang Chuan said. Pa, don't joke with me, okay? Qi Ning laughed so hard. Uncle Tang, you're dissing me again. Little Bean glanced at Tang Chuan. Good girl, call me uncle. I'll buy you candy. Do you think I need your candy? I won't call you uncle. You're not officially married to my auntie. Let's talk about it after you're married, Little Bean said proudly. I really don't know how to fix this. Your Qin family has gone too far. Even a 3-year-old child dares to insult me, Tang Chuan complained. So, do you still want to marry into the Qin family? Qi Ning asked with a smile. Yes, yes. Tang Chuan shamelessly flattered again. Pudding, what are you doing? Why aren't you saying anything? Jiang Shaowei realized that the smart Pudding didn't talk much today. Sometimes she lowered her head and played with her phone. Oh, I'm taking care of some small things, Pudding looked up and answered. Our pudding is amazing now. You guys will be surprised, Su Yu said mysteriously. What's going on? Are you going to make Pudding a child star? Wei Liao guessed. You want to be a movie queen? Of course not, our Pudding won't enter the entertainment industry. Anyway, you guys just wait and see. After that, Su Yu and Pudding looked at each other and smiled. It seemed to be a little secret between them. Since Huamian and Cici were pregnant, they couldn't drink. Apart from them and the children, no one else could drink. Everyone drank a lot of wine happily. It was supposed to be a simple lunch, but they ate until the evening. At 6:30 p.m., Qin Chu looked down at his watch and felt that it was about time. Thus, he suggested that the banquet be dismissed. Everyone, let's meet again tomorrow. I'll hold a banquet at South Hill Manor. Let's continue drinking then, Qin Chu said. All right, I'll try my best to make you bankrupt. Tomorrow, pick the most expensive one and start drinking, huh? Gao Ran joked. No problem. Where's Mom? Did you send her home? Huamin looked at Jixin. Yeah, I've sent a car to pick her up and send her to South Hill Manor. You'll see her when you get home. Okay. Huamin nodded. He was happy to see the elders at home. Lord Su, tell Auntie and Uncle Su that I'm back. I'll go visit them later. Okay. Lord Su doesn't know yet, right? Huamin asked again. Yeah, Grandpa has been attending an international conference in Jing City and hasn't been home much. I didn't tell him on the phone. You did the right thing. Lord Su is old and we don't want him to worry about us. Huamin was happy. Handsome Su, you drank too much. You can't drive after drinking. I'll call a designated driver for you, Pudding said. No, and is outside. We'll go straight home. Jixin, come back to South Hill with us. Huamin glanced at Jixin. Bella, come with us, Huamin emphasized. Bella nodded shyly. When everyone was walking out, Gao Ran pulled Qin Chu aside as if he wanted to talk to him alone. Chapter 3189. I've taken care of Wuxia and Xianxia. I've replaced them with my trusted subordinates. If the higher-ups investigate, I have the evidence of Wuxia's murders that you gave me last time. Even the provincial police won't punish me for this. I don't think the higher-ups will find out. Because it won't be long before someone wants to rescue him. Wuxia's accomplice? Gao Ran was surprised. Sort of. It's a bit complicated. I'll tell you the details later. But I still have to remind you not to let Wuxia come into contact with other prisoners. His personality is unstable. Remember to sprinkle some of the medicine I gave you into his food every day to suppress it. Qin Chu had thought of a lot of things so that Wuxia's second personality could be released. Don't worry. I've taken care of everything. Unless he wants to starve to death, I've sprinkled some medicine into his food. Plus, there's not a lot. He won't notice it easily. Good job. So, what reward are you going to give me? Gao Ran joked. He wondered if he should take the Maybach from Qin Chu's basement and drive it for a while. To his surprise, Mr. Qin replied with a straight face, I'll give you a reward. Didn't your Boyun marry into our family? What the? That counts? Aren't you going to thank His Majesty for his kindness? Qin Chu teased Gao Ran. Screw you. Why should I thank him? Ling Ling and I worked so hard to raise our son and he was taken away by your family. What a capitalist. The group of people left the restaurant one after another. The limousine also dispersed. Suyu had indeed drunk a lot today. When he got into the car, the strong smell of alcohol assaulted his nostrils. How much did he drink? And complained in a low voice. Suyu leaned against the passenger seat and hummed a popular English song in a good mood. President Su, are we going back to your home or the old mansion? And asked. I'll have my own home. Okay. And started the car and got on the road slowly. Little and Huamin is back. She's safe and sound. Suyu said happily. Aren't you going to react? Suyu tilted his head and looked at Xiaoan. I guessed it when I saw your moments. You're so mean. There's no surprise at all. Boring. He thought that Xiaoan would be very excited, but who knew that he was very calm. If you bring back a big-breasted girl to sleep in the villa one day, I might be surprised, Xiaoan said. Get lost. When did you become so dirty? Suyu punched Xiaoan's head. Aren't I worried about you? Why are you so anxious? You haven't fucking found a girlfriend, and people are saying that I'm your boy toy. I'm fucking innocent, and complained bitterly. Suyu, fuck who said that? I'm going to kill him right now. There are thousands of rumors out there. If you kill one, there will be thousands of them. That's why I said, hurry up and find a girlfriend. Otherwise, I'll have to take the blame for you. It was nonsense to be implicated. In fact, Xiaoan felt sorry for his master. Lord Su was such a good man. Why did he have to be single? He was wasting his youth at such a young age. Xiaoan was also anxious. Where am I going to find one? Do you think finding a girlfriend is as easy as buying cabbages? Go on the street and drag one back for me. President Su, if you're so naggy, then I'll really go. If I shout on the street that Lord Su is looking for a girlfriend, do you think it'll cause an earthquake? And laughed. Chapter 3190. Don't you dare. I'm just kidding. I don't dare. Anyway, I think Miss Nye is a good girl. Miss Nye? Which Miss Nye? Nye Xiaoqian? I'm not Ning Kaichen. President Su, don't play dumb, okay? I'm talking about Miss Xianxia, the top actress in Imperial Star. Xianxia? Yeah. Don't you think she's a good girl? She's different from those pretentious bitches. She's different. Xianxia is a good girl. She's Cece's older sister. That's right. That's why I think you should give yourself a chance. Although old madam doesn't like women from the entertainment industry marrying into the Su family, in this situation, old madam might be more willing to accept you marrying someone from the entertainment industry than you not having a wife. How much money did you take from Xianxia to say that? Su Yu chuckled. I didn't take a penny. President Su, you can check if you don't believe me. And turned his head and seemed angry. Yes, it is. Little guy, you're angry. You've been trying to persuade me, but I'm not angry. Persuasion is useless to President Su. President Su only has eyes for Miss Hua, both in the past and in the future. That sounds like something a human would say. Su Yu nodded, not denying it. Soon, the car stopped in front of Su Yu's private mansion. Su Yu went in and took a shower before going to bed. But he was too excited to fall asleep. He secretly logged into his Weibo account to see if Huamin had posted anything. But he was disappointed. Huamin hadn't posted anything for a long time. He went to WeChat Moments and found Huamin still hadn't posted anything. With her personality, she rarely posted anything. She wasn't like the female stars in his company. Those women knew that Su Yu had WeChat. Every day, they would post pictures of delicious food and beautiful scenery. Most of them were selfies. They even wanted to take off all their clothes, but Su Yu blocked them. Xianxia was the most normal one. Occasionally, she would post some interesting things about the crew or promote her new work. Su Yu opened Huamin's WeChat and wanted to say something, even if it was just a good night. However, he was afraid that if he did that, he would put Huamin in a difficult position. After all, she was with Qin Chu. It was not good to overthink things. Therefore, she struggled for 5 minutes. She wrote and deleted and wrote again, wrote and deleted again. After a long time, Su Yu still didn't say anything. South Hill Manor, seeing that Huamin had returned, the whole family was extremely excited. Yang Merong hugged her daughter and burst into tears. My poor child, why did you have to go through so much trouble? That bastard Jingde didn't bless you, but you're finally back. Otherwise, how could Jixin and I live? I'm fine. Don't cry. Your heart isn't good. Mian, is the baby okay? Yang Merong didn't know that Huamin had a second child. She's fine. The little one is very naughty. She's moving like a little fish in her stomach. She's very funny. Huamin smiled. Mommy, were Sis and I like this when we were little? Little Bean asked curiously. Yeah. You two were even naughtier than this one. When you kicked me, I was so scared that I trembled. Huamin smiled. It's good that you're back. In-law, don't cry. It's good that the kids are fine. This is good news. Qin Chu's father comforted Huamin's mother. Yeah, you're right. It's good that the kids are back. Yang Meirong wiped away her tears. Mom, I want to eat your spring pancakes and fried shredded potatoes. Huamin hugged his mother's arm coquettishly. Chapter 3191. Of course. I'll make anything for you, Yang Meirong said as she patted her daughter's hand. Sis, even if you want to eat the stars in the sky, I'll pick them for you, Jixin said with a smile. Go away, little brat. Don't be so rude, Yang Meirong scolded her son. Grandma, Mommy is always worrying, right? Little Bean sat in her grandmother's arms. That's right. Your mother always makes people worry. But I heard that all geniuses are like this. They're naughty and mischievous. Uncle is always worrying, but Uncle is stupid. Little Bean laughed. Hey, little girl, you're just mocking Uncle? Jixin flicked Little Bean's head. It's time to eat. Everyone come and sit down. Eating again. I can't eat any more. Little Bean touched her round belly. They spent the whole afternoon at Green Tea Restaurant and ate a lot of fruits and desserts with Gao Buyuan, Wei Yunchu, and the other kids. Now that Grandma mentioned eating, Little Bean almost vomited. You don't know how to control yourself. You always overeat. Pudding said. I can't control my mouth, Little Bean said matter-of-factly. Then don't complain that you're fat, I'm not complaining. Wuyuan likes fat women. You're too thin. He just doesn't like you. I don't need him to like me, Pudding retorted. Mommy. Look, Pudding, said I. Little Bean began to complain again. Little Bean, you can't even handle your sister. Will you continue to be bullied when you have your second child? Jixin laughed at her. Humph, that's impossible. When the second child is born, we'll bully him together. Little Bean said. Okay, stop arguing. I'm having a headache. Huamin tried to calm them down. Mian, since you're pregnant, you should rest well, Qinchu's uncle reminded her. Okay, uncle. I'll be careful. Originally, I wanted to ask Chu to take you to live there for a while. Coincidentally, I have some business there that I need Chu to help me deal with. Ever since Ning Ning started dating and came back to China, I've been really busy. But now, it seems like he can't leave because you're pregnant. It's all right, second uncle. If you need anything, I'll let him go over to help you. Huamin said. That won't do. The last time you were pregnant, Chu wasn't by your side. This time, no matter what, he has to accompany you throughout the pregnancy. The words of Qin Chu's second uncle warmed Huamin's heart. To be honest, the members of the Qin family were not bad. They were all reasonable people. After your second child is born, I'll give you a villa in Los Angeles. You can stay there when your children study abroad. Ha! Dad, you're thinking too far ahead. My brother and sister-in-law's child isn't even born yet. You're already thinking about studying abroad. Qin Ning laughed at her father. There's no rush. The quality of the houses here is good. Many of them are over 100 years old and are very sturdy. When the second child grows up, it'll only be 17 or 18 years. Mian, I'll give you a villa in Los Angeles as a greeting gift. That won't do. It's too expensive, second uncle. Huamin immediately refused. Sis-in-law, don't mention it. My dad is very rich, Qin Ning said. You damned girl, are you trying to scam me? Qin Ning's father glanced at his daughter. Dad, if sis-in-law gives birth to a boy, won't it be too stingy of you to give him a villa? Qin Ning said deliberately. If Mian can give birth to a boy, I'll give him 20% of my shares. But that's generous, Qin Ning exclaimed. No, second uncle. I can't take your shares. It wasn't easy for you to build up your business. Huamin didn't dare to accept his uncle's kindness. Second grandpa, you're too biased. Do you favor boys over girls? My sister and I are so nice to you. We even peeled pistachios for you. You ungrateful wretch. Little Bean immediately pointed at Qin Chu's second uncle in dissatisfaction. Chapter 3192. Ha! Oh my! Our Little Bean is going to rebel. Qin Chu's uncle laughed as he picked Little Bean up with one hand. Rebel? You're being biased. The second child isn't even born yet, and Grandpa has already given us so many good things. Grandpa also saved some for you and your sister. Really? Little Bean's eyes lit up. Of course. When have I ever lied to you? Qin Chu's uncle pinched the tip of Little Bean's nose, his eyes full of love. It was said that no matter how cold-blooded and ruthless people were when they were young, once they got older, they would become more gentle. After having a younger generation, they would become gentler. Grandpa Su was like that. In the Qin family, Qin Chu's second uncle was the same. Ha, that's more like it. I told you that my sister and I didn't show our filial piety to Grandpa for nothing. Little Bean cleverly tried to smooth things over. Little girl, you're going to cheat your grandpa of all his money sooner or later. Are you going to let me starve then? Qin Ning teased Little Bean on purpose. Of course not. Auntie, you're making it sound like Uncle Tang's family is short of money. Oh, you little brat. You can deal with one sentence of mine with 10 sentences. That's impressive. After Huamin came back, the atmosphere in the family was harmonious. After dinner, he wanted his mother and Jixin to stay at home since there were plenty of guest rooms. However, his mother refused and insisted on going back. Finally, Jixin drove Bella and his mother out of South Hill Manor. Before leaving, Yang Merong didn't forget to hold Huamin's hand and say, Mian, you're pregnant now. You should go to bed early. Be careful when you shower. The floor is too slippery. I'll be careful. Huamin nodded. Finally, the old lady left with peace of mind. Later, Huamin and Qin Chu coaxed the twins to sleep. Perhaps it was because they hadn't seen their mommy for too long. The twins were very excited. One moment they asked Huamin to tell them stories, and the next moment, they asked for ice cream. They made the couple run around in circles. In the end, it was already 11:30 p.m. when the two of them fell asleep. Huamin and Qin Chu finally returned to their rooms, exhausted. She hadn't been home for so many years. Now that she was back, she was filled with happiness as soon as she stepped into her bedroom. The couple who studied medicine had severe mysophobia, so the room was always spotless. Even if it was a blind spot, there would not be any dust accumulated. When Huamin came out of the shower, Qin Chu wiped her hair with a dry towel. "Are you tired?" Qin Chu asked softly. "I'm not tired. I'm so happy to see my family and friends." Huamin smiled. "Yes, everyone is happy that you're back. It means that I'm still quite important." I used to think that even without me, the earth would still rotate," Huamin joked. "Without you, the earth would still rotate. It's just that my world can't rotate," Qin Chu said seriously. Huamin's heart ached. She knew that something had happened to her this time. The person who was the saddest was definitely Qin Chu. She had just come back, so she didn't ask in detail. However, during dinner, she vaguely heard Zhu Lingling say that she was dragged off a cliff by Huasiqian. Qin Chu vomited blood and fainted on the spot. Later, Qin Chu casually said that he would be fine after sleeping for a few days. Perhaps things weren't that simple. Huamin knew Qin Chu's temper. He must have been afraid that she would be worried, so he downplayed the matter. At that thought, Huamin suddenly turned around and hugged Qin Chu's neck so tightly that it was difficult for him to breathe. "What's wrong, honey?" Qin Chu didn't know how to react to her sudden action. Chapter 3193. "Honey, I want to learn Kung Fu," Huamin said. Hearing this, Qin Chu laughed out loud. "What are you laughing at?" "I'm laughing at you. Why do you suddenly want to learn Kung Fu? Because I think I'm too stupid to drag you guys down when you're in danger. If I'm as powerful as Yen, no one will dare to catch me." "Honey, can we stop dreaming?" Qin Chu was exasperated. If she were as powerful as Lu Yen, how many years would it take for her to learn Kung Fu? Besides, Lu Yen was a genius in Kung Fu. "I'm serious. You don't have to learn it. I'll send someone to protect you." "No. I'll learn it myself." "Then wait until you give birth. No one learns Kung Fu while pregnant." Mr. Qin was exasperated. His wife's small hands were so soft and tender, she should continue to be a doctor and save people. "I forgot about that." Huamin suddenly realized that she was pregnant. "Your hair is dry. Lie down and sleep." Qin Chu patted her little head and put away the hairdryer. "Let's sleep together." Then, Huamin happily crawled under the covers and fell asleep in Qin Chu's arms. Qin Chu, however, couldn't fall asleep. His insomnia seemed to be getting worse. Before he could rely on medicine, but now he couldn't keep doing this. It seemed that he would have to ask Lu Yen to send a message to the professor and see if he had any solutions. The next morning, Huamin got up early to prepare breakfast for the family. A new batch of maids came to the house. They were all arranged by Qin Chu himself. Because Huasiqian's people had been planted in the house before, the security guards and gardeners at South Hill Manor were very strict. Qin Chu cared about his wife and didn't want her to get tired, so he followed her into the kitchen. "Sir, why don't you and your wife go out and have a rest? If you want to eat anything, just leave it to us." The new aunt in the kitchen said, "It's okay, I can help make the dough. I want to make some egg pancakes for the children. They're nutritious and delicious." In the end, they couldn't dissuade Madam, so they helped her make a sumptuous breakfast. During breakfast, the whole family gathered around the house. It was quite lively. "Mommy, can you take us to the zoo today?" Little Bean asked. "Why are we going there? I thought you two weren't interested?" Huamin was stunned. "I wasn't interested before, but I heard that there are 2 new panda babies recently. My sister and I want to go and take a look." If you want to see it, just say it yourself. Don't drag me into it. I'm not going. Pudding didn't seem to be interested in the zoo. Sis, you can ask Wei Yunchu out? Didn't he say he wanted to see pandas during dinner yesterday? Then you can go with Wei Yunchu. Pudding glanced at Little Bean. Damn it. What's wrong with that? Buyuan won't be happy if I go with him. That's other people's business. I don't care. Mommy, I'm not going to kindergarten. I'm going to Imperial Star to see Handsome Sue today. Oh, I was wondering why you're not going to kindergarten. You're going to see Handsome Sue behind my back again. No, I won't do it. I want to keep an eye on you. Handsome Sue doesn't belong to you alone. I'm going to see Handsome Sue for serious business. Stop it, Pudding said helplessly. Okay, stop arguing. We're not going anywhere today. Your dad and I are going to take you to see Lord Sue and Grandma Sue. We're all going to the Sue family, Huamin said. Yeah, you guys are going to see the Sue family today. They've always treated us well. Qin Chu's father nodded in agreement with Huamin. Chapter 3194. After dinner, Qin Chu drove Huamian and the kids to visit the Sue family. They bought a lot of things. Lady Sue was home alone. Suyu wasn't there either. Seeing Huamin, Lady Sue was touched. Oh, it's good that you're back. We were so worried. I'm fine, Auntie Sue. Qin Chu, come and sit down, don't just stand there. Mrs. Sue liked Qin Chu very much. Auntie, where's Uncle? Oh, he was waiting for you at home. But he was called over by the new leader of the municipal party committee. He said he had a new project to discuss with him. Oh, that's fine. Let him be busy first. I brought a set of pine teapots specially supplied by North Korea for Uncle. Then, she took out the teapot and placed it on the coffee table. Oh, I told you that your uncle and I don't need anything. Don't waste money. Grandma Sue, you're wrong. Money is a waste. After all, we have a lot of money, Little Bean said with a smile. You little brat. You're always so sweet. Lady Sue smiled gently. Take it, Annie. It's not that expensive. It's just that it's hard to get. The material is top-notch. I'm sure Uncle will like it, Qin Chu said politely. All right then, I'll thank you on behalf of your uncle. Then, the maids of the Sue family washed a lot of fruits. When the two kids arrived at the Sue family's house, they played happily as if it were their own. Qin Chu and Huamin sat in the living room and chatted with Lady Sue. Auntie, you must be bored at home all day. How about I find something for you to do? I've been wanting to go out for a long time. It's so boring. If it weren't for my special status and your uncle's objection, I would have gone out long ago. Upon hearing that Huamin wanted to find something for her, Lady Sue was as happy as a child. Auntie, our hospital is going to expand the Children's Rehabilitation Center. It's specifically targeted at children under the age of 10 who have physical disabilities. The doctors and staff are already in place, but because it's an independent joint venture with GK, it can't be managed by Southside. So, I'm thinking that we need a director, and I'd like to hire you to be the director of our rehabilitation center. But, you don't have to worry too much about it. We'll also find a vice director to manage the daily chores. You can be our ambassador and visit the children when you're bored. How about that? Huamin did not have the time to discuss this matter with Qin Chu, but she felt that Qin Chu should not have objected. GK's investment and cooperation with Southside was something the couple had discussed a long time ago. Now, they were not doing this to earn money. As parents with children of their own, they understood how it felt when a child fell sick. Therefore, the couple was doing charity by establishing the Children's Rehabilitation Center. However, they didn't do it for free. The money they took was just enough to make everyone accept it and not forget about it. Upon hearing Huamin's words, Lady Sue was very happy and pleasantly surprised. Mia, can I really do it? Lady Sue was so excited that she didn't know what to say. Of course, that's if you're willing. I'm willing, I'm very willing. Lady Sue nodded repeatedly. Mommy, you made Grandma Sue so excited. Pudding glanced at Huamin quietly. Honey, what do you think? Huamin looked at Qin Chu with a smile. Chapter 3195. Of course, I'm fine with it. I'm just worried that Auntie will feel wronged. After all, you're the family of a high-ranking official. Oh, what do you mean by family of a high-ranking official? Don't make me sound so high and mighty. I'm just an ordinary woman. Lady Su grabbed Huamin's hand excitedly. Mion, you promised me. You can't go back on your word. Don't worry, Auntie. I won't go back on my word. I'm just worried that you'll be too tired. No. I won't. Auntie, I've been idle all day. My arms and legs hurt. Now that I have a job, I'll treat it as exercise. Auntie, then, will Su you agree? That little brat can't control me. Don't worry about him. Lady Su waved her hand. Auntie, about the salary, there's no rush. I'll do it even if you don't pay me. Just treat it as a volunteer, Lady Su said happily. I can't do it without paying you. Auntie, you have a master's degree from a famous university. We were planning to hire someone else. The monthly salary is 30,000 yuan. It's not a lot, but it's still your salary. What do you think? Just give me 2,000 yuan. Huamin was speechless. Auntie, please don't refuse the salary. This is the fair treatment we want to give to the director. We don't treat you as an outsider. If you agree, Mion and I will be relieved, Xinchu said. Seeing the couple so insistent, Lady Su didn't refuse. Okay, then it's settled. When can I go to work? Lady Su was anxious. Grandma Su, you've been holding it in for too long. Do you feel like a criminal who's been released? Little Bean laughed. Don't talk nonsense. What are you talking about? Huamin immediately scolded Little Bean for her nonsense. It's okay. This little brat is right. I really feel like I was sentenced to life imprisonment and then suddenly released. Lady Su was in a good mood. Auntie, if that's the case, why don't you go there and take a look in the next few days? I'll let them know. It just so happens that I'm going back to Southside for work in the next few days. We're not far from each other, so we can take care of each other. If you have any questions, you can ask me, Huamin said. That's great. Then I can have lunch with you. The food in the cafeteria isn't that good. Huamin smiled. No matter how bad it is, it's better than living alone at home. To tell you the truth, although I've been living a luxurious life these years, I've been very lonely. Grandpa isn't home, and my husband is away on business all year round. As for you, he joined the army at a young age. After he came back, he started his own company and moved out. He rarely comes back. The happiest days I've had in the past few days were when you gave birth to Pudding and Little Bean. Mrs. Su's words were indeed heart-wrenching. She was born into a wealthy family, as the family of a high-ranking official and a top-notch lady. Although she didn't lack anything, her spirit was empty. Huamin now believed in a Buddhist saying, in life, there were gains and losses. It was indeed so. In that case, it was a good thing that he found a job for Auntie Su. Oh, Auntie. Then it's settled. Huamin, you're 3 months pregnant now, right? Lady Su looked at Huamin's belly. Yes, 3 months and 5 days. Then you're really thin. I can't tell at all. You have to eat more. I will. Is it a boy or a girl? Lady Su asked. I don't know yet. You're a doctor. You can do an ultrasound for yourself. I heard that Southside has very advanced equipment that can distinguish the gender, Lady Su asked excitedly. Chapter 3196. Yeah, but I don't want to see it. Why not? It's better to know in advance. Then we can buy clothes for the baby. If it's a boy, we can buy blue ones. If it's a girl, we can buy pink ones. I think that since it's my child, it's destined to be with me and Qin Chu. So, it doesn't matter whether it's a boy or a girl. Really, as long as it's here, I'm very grateful. Huamin said this from the bottom of his heart. When he gave birth to the twins, he didn't think about whether it was a boy or a girl. To her, this was a precious little life. Whether it was a boy or a girl, they were both her and Mr. Qin's children. You're such an open-minded child. No wonder our you likes. Lady Su almost blurted out the words. Then she realized that it was inappropriate to say it in front of Qin Chu. So, she coughed awkwardly and changed the topic. I'll ask them to prepare dinner. You guys stay for dinner. Andy, I'll help you. Huamin stood up and followed Lady Su to work. Pudding sat on the sofa and read some financial books in the Su family. She seemed to be engrossed. After playing for a while, she got bored and climbed onto Chinchu's lap. Daddy? Yeah? Are you angry with what Grandma Su said? Are you jealous? Little Bean asked. Which one? Hee hee. Don't pretend. You know what I said. Little Bean smirked. You little girl. You're too nosy. How dare you gossip about your parents? Daddy, I think your little girl will be a paparazzi when she grows up. Pudding looked up and said. Go away. It's none of your business. I'm talking to Daddy. Don't cause trouble. Little Bean rolled her eyes at her sister. Your Grandma Su didn't mean what she said. Why would I mind? Do you think your daddy is a jealous man? But Mommy said that Daddy used to be jealous. If you found out that someone liked Mommy, you'd kill them immediately without leaving a trace. Did your mommy tell you that? Chin-Chu looked at Little Bean with a smile. She said it was during school. At that time indeed, so what about now? Aren't you angry that handsome Su likes Mommy? That's impossible. Really? Daddy is so generous? Little Bean obviously didn't believe it. If he likes you, so be it. It's not like you'll be together with him. Liking him is a waste of time. Don't you always like Brother Xiaolu? You even watch her variety show. But even if you like her, will she like you? Little Bean, that's why no one can be with your mommy other than me, Mr. Chin said domineeringly. I just realized today that you're really cunning. Little Bean was speechless. So you and your sister are like me? Chin-Chu chuckled. Yes. If you say so, then I won't argue with you. Little Bean smiled and wrapped her arms around Chin-Chu's neck. The father-daughter pair had a loving interaction. On the other side, Su Yu knew that Huamin and the others went to his house and planned to have lunch together. But then a client came to visit, so they had lunch at the company. After work in the afternoon, he went out for drinks with Tang Chuan and the others. When he got home, it was already 10:30 p.m. In the dark bedroom, Su Yu walked in. As soon as he turned on the light, he shivered in fright. Because there was another person on his big bed, and it was a woman. She lay there with her back to Su Yu. She wore a backless nightgown and had long black hair. Su Yu almost thought he saw a ghost. Could it be Sadako? The ring. Chapter 3197. You're back. The woman flipped over and glanced at Su Yu. Then she supported her head with her right hand, looking like the mistress of the house. This time, Su Yu was even more confused. Did he walk into the wrong house? That couldn't be. This wasn't a townhouse. This was a detached house with a radius of a few hundred meters. It wasn't realistic to say that he walked into the wrong house. Are you a human or a ghost? Su Yu stood at the door, scared out of his wits. Fuck. Of course I'm a human. The woman was a little angry. Miss, this is my house, right? How did you come in? Do you know that you're trespassing? If I call the police now, you'll face a few years in prison. If you don't want to go to jail, get out. Su Yu was used to living alone. He wasn't used to having a woman in his house. If this was a man, he would go up and punch him. But she was a woman. He couldn't just hit her. So, it was an angry warning. Hey, how can you talk to me like that? Do you think I would break into your house on purpose? I don't need your money. There's nothing in your house that I can steal. You don't even have a famous painting worth 10 million yuan. Fuck, how dare you look down on me? What's the use of a famous painting? I don't like it. My box of red wine is worth more than 10 million yuan. Woman, are you from the village? Whose housekeeper is crazy? So you said, what? You have such expensive wine? It must be very old. I don't believe you. Show it to me. The woman licked her lips. Who do you think you are? I'll show it to you. Get out, or you'll get it. Su Yu bluntly asked her to leave. I'm not leaving. I'm going to live here from now on. I'm the mistress of this house. I didn't fucking say I'm going to sell the house, Su Yu said. I didn't say I'm going to buy your crappy house. The woman smiled. Don't fucking talk nonsense with me. Hurry up and get out before I throw you out. Su Yu suppressed his anger. Everyone says that you have a bad temper. Looks like it's true. No wonder you're still single even though you're already in your 30s. Such a bad temper. Hey! Su Yu was about to explode from anger. At this moment, her phone rang. He looked at the number and hesitated for a moment before picking it up. Aunt. You haven't slept yet, right? No. Then, are we home yet? We're here. Did you see the present that Auntie gave you? Gift. Su Yu felt as if he had been struck by lightning. He was dumbfounded. Say something. Don't tell me that you were the one who sent that thing on the bed. Su Yu asked. What's that thing? Isn't that a pretty girl? When did you see that she's pretty? I thought she was a ghost. Auntie, are you crazy? Su Yu roared into the phone. Calm down. Let me finish. Zheng Ro is a good girl and the most cultured socialite in our province. She graduated from Fudan University and majored in financial management. She can help you run the company in the future. I've told your sister-in-law and brother and your grandpa about it. They all agreed. She was going to see City and said she didn't want to stay in a hotel. So, I thought I'd let her stay at your place for the time being. After all, your place is big and you can get to know her better. What do you think? My nephew, are you surprised? Are you surprised? Su Yu's aunt asked the last question mischievously. Hearing the last question, Su Yu almost exploded. Chapter 3198. Su Yu's aunt, Su Yumei, wasn't his biological aunt. She was adopted from the Su family, but Su Yu's grandfather loved her very much. He raised her like his own daughter. Before she got married, she had lived in the Su family's old mansion. She had a good relationship with Su Yu's parents. After Su Yu was born, she took care of Su Yu for years. Later, when Su Yu joined the army, she married into the province and seldom came back. Because of Su Yu's grandfather, Su Yu's aunt married a man who was now a provincial leader. Su Yu's aunt was also a high-level official in the provincial bank. Maybe because she was too busy with work, she seldom came back. Su Yu had a son and a daughter. One was in high school, and the other was in the 3rd year of middle school. A few months ago, Su Yu's mother called Su Yumei and complained that Su Yu was still single. However, his aunt was kind enough to keep an eye out for such a girl for Su Yu. To her surprise, the girl was so friendly that she took the key to Su Yu's mansion from Su Yu's mother. She entered Su Yu's house and slept with him. It was, Annie, I'm really surprised. Surprised, huh, right? I told your mom not to worry. You like her? Yes, I like her very much. I'll treat her well. Goodbye. Gritting his teeth, Su Yu said, treat her well. Then he hung up the phone. Then he threw the phone on the floor. The sound of the phone hitting the floor startled Zheng Ro. Su Yu reached out and pulled at his tie angrily, looking extremely irritated. Right? I told you I didn't break into your house. Auntie Su asked me to come, the girl said confidently because she was Su Yu's aunt. I'll give you 10 seconds. But the girl didn't seem to understand. Get out of here, right now, or I'll throw you out from the 4th floor. Do you believe me? The 4th floor? Falling from the 4th floor won't kill you. At most, you'll break your leg. But if I break my leg, I won't be able to get married in the future. You, Su Yu, will have to take care of me for the rest of my life. Su Yu, do you know what it means to be shameless? Su Yu glared at the girl. I know. You know I'm not wearing much, but you keep staring at me. That's shameless, Zheng Ro said with a smile. Hearing her words, Su Yu's face turned pale in anger. He immediately turned his head away from Zheng Ro. What? You're shy. Don't worry. I'm not a stingy person. I won't ask you for money for a few glances. By the way, tell me your Wi-Fi password. I can't open it and wasted a lot of data. By the way, I'm hungry. I've been sleeping until now and there's nothing left in your fridge. Can you order takeout for me? I want hamburgers, fries, and iced coffee without sugar. Thank you. Hearing her words, Su Yu raised his head and took a deep breath. He was afraid he wouldn't be able to control himself and would kill her. Was this woman sent by God to torture him? What the hell was she doing? You're Zheng Rong, right? Su Yu asked her patiently. No. My name is Zeng Ro. Ro as in gentle. You don't look old. Is your hearing impaired? Do you have a hearing impairment? Is it the left ear or the right ear? Auntie Sue didn't tell me. If you have a hearing impairment, you should tell me earlier so I can decide whether to marry you or not. Will it affect the next generation? While the girl was talking to herself, Sue was about to go crazy. Chapter 3199. Shut the fuck up. One more word and I'll kill you. Suyu was going crazy. You have mania, don't you? The woman pointed at Suyu. Suyu couldn't take it anymore. He picked up his cell phone and dialed a number. Come up. In less than a minute, and broke the door open and entered. To protect Suyu, In had moved to the first floor of Suyu's mansion several months ago. Suyu had arranged a bedroom for him. When In received his boss's call, he thought something bad had happened. But when he saw a woman in a sexy nightgown on the bed, he was dumbfounded. What was going on? Did his boss want him to come in and have a threesome with her? President Su, I'm not that kind of person, and refused immediately. What are you talking about? I told you to throw this woman out as far as you can. Hurry up. Suyu, you can't do this to me. I'm your future wife, the woman who will bear your children, Zheng Ro yelled at Suyu. Go to hell. I don't have a wife as stupid as you. Get out of here as far as you can. Suyu was infuriated. He came back in the middle of the night and thought he would go to bed after taking a hot shower. Who knew he would end up with this crazy woman in the middle of the night? Miss, please leave. If I hit you, I'm afraid you'll break your bones, and said politely. You can't do this to me. I'm your future wife, Zheng Ro said arrogantly to In. President Su, what's going on? Nothing. I don't know which mental hospital she came from. Suyu didn't want to explain. Seeing this, Xiaoan didn't dare to delay any longer. He directly picked up the bath towel and put it on the woman, then pushed her out. Hey, Suyu, you can't do this to me. I'm going to tell Auntie Sue. The woman yelled. Even if you tell the chairman, it's useless. This is my home. I have the final say. After the woman was taken out by In, Suyu tore off the bedsheet and threw it on the ground. Then, she took out a new set from the cupboard and changed the bedsheets, blankets, and pillowcases. Then, he took a shower and went to bed with peace of mind. He understood that his family had arranged a woman for him. But this kind of girl was really not his type. She was just like Su Jimin, who was brought here by his grandfather's former comrade. Without a word, and pushed Zheng Ro out, closed the door, and locked it from the inside. Zheng Ro couldn't open the door no matter how hard she tried. She stomped her feet in anger. In the end, he could only carry the box and walk out. There was even a towel draped over his body. Then, she cried and called Suyu's aunt to complain. Unfortunately, this scene was captured by some paparazzi. Suyu's aunt then called Suyu many times, but he didn't pick up. Then Aunt Su called Lady Su. Lady Su called her son, but he still didn't pick up. Suyu seemed to be really angry. In the end, he turned off his phone. But the next morning, it exploded. A photo of Zheng Ro standing at the door in a nightgown was posted on the internet. Although her face was a bit blurry, her figure looked good. The title was, Young Master Su spent the night with a young model in his villa. Afraid that others would know, he had bodyguards escort her out in the middle of the night. Then, the news of Suyu's new relationship spread. When Suyu got up at 7 in the morning, he found that there were 128 missed calls on his phone. There were also hundreds of WeChat messages. He thought that his phone was infected with a virus. He was about to open it when Tang Chuan called again. Hello. Hey, Lord Su, you finally answered the phone. What's wrong? Suyu still didn't know what was going on. Who's the girl who spent the night at home? Is she good? What's her background? Why didn't you tell me? Tang Chuan started to gossip. Chapter 3200. Who the fuck did you hear this from? Suyu was speechless. Don't tell me you don't know? Know what? Suyu froze slightly, not knowing what Tang Chuan was talking about. You really don't know. Cut the crap. Hurry up and tell me what happened. I won't tell you. Hurry up and read the news. I'll go to your house in a bit. I have to go to work in a bit. Su Yu's face fell. Then I'll go to Imperial Star. Ha. Tang Chuan's laughter was creepy. Then, before Su Yu could say anything, he hung up. Only then did Su Yu open the headlines, and he was dumbfounded. Young models spending the night with him? Bodyguards escorting him? What the fuck? But Su Yu didn't care about the news. After all, many female celebrities in Imperial Star had tried all sorts of methods to be with him. They used the clumsy method of taking one-sided photos. Jian Tong and Zhao Qingya had used it. It really wasn't a big deal. So, Su Yu glanced at the news and threw his phone aside. Then he ate breakfast with him, and was getting more and more useful. He was even better than a nanny. Even the breakfast he made tasted better. Su Yu put some butter and honey on his bread. Then he picked up a grilled sausage with his fork and took a big bite. He seemed to have a good appetite. President Su, yeah? Su Yu looked up at him. Who was that woman last night? How the fuck would I know? Su Yu looked innocent. But she has the key to our villa. Our neighborhood has always been very secure, so it's impossible for anyone to copy the key. When I sent her out yesterday, she was still boasting that she had the key and could come in at any time. I was so scared that I quickly locked the door from the inside. Smart. Su Yu pointed at him with his fork, praising his quick-witted brain. But after thinking about it, since he has our key, he must not be an ordinary character. Yes, my aunt found someone. Su Yu said casually. Is he from your aunt's side? Xiaoan had only seen Su Yume a few times, but he knew that she was a big shot in the province. She and her husband were both high-ranking officials. It seems that your aunt is also anxious about your marriage? Xiaoan smiled. But you can't just send random cats and dogs to me. I'm not a place that takes in stray cats and dogs. Su Yu said sarcastically. But why do I feel that the girl last night is quite interesting? Her personality is also not bad. Since you are so interested, why don't I give it to you? Su Yu glanced at Xiaoan. No. I don't want her. I can't control her. A girl with such a personality is more suitable for you, boss. Stop flattering me. Hurry up and eat. We'll go to the company early. There are a lot of things to do today. By the way, remind me. I'm meeting Pudding for lunch, and then I'll take her to the stock exchange in the afternoon. Okay. After breakfast, the master and servant went to the headquarters of Imperial Star. They thought it was a small matter. But because of one thing, it changed qualitatively. The woman exposed in the news had opened a Weibo account. Her username was the female lead of Su Yu's mansion overnight. After she opened her Weibo account, she posted, "Some people with ulterior motives can stop now. Su Yu is not gay and has good skills." Then, the whole Weibo exploded. In just half an hour, it became a hot search and stayed there. At South Hill Manor, Mommy, did someone attack handsome Su? Little Bean tugged at Huamin's skirt and asked. Pudding looked up at her mother with an innocent face. It's about the news. Pudding, you kids shouldn't get involved in adult affairs, okay? Uncle Su is a normal man and it's normal for him to be in a relationship. We're his family and friends, so we should be happy for him, right? Instead of causing trouble, Huamin tried to persuade her. Mommy, what are you talking about? I'm not going to cause trouble. I'm meeting handsome Su for work. As for his private life, I'm not going to interfere. Plus, this woman looks so pretentious, so she's definitely not handsome Su's type. I'm not as paranoid as Little Bean. As expected of the calm type, Pudding's reaction was much more rational. Son-in-law, big news. Su Yu spent the night with a woman. Qin Ning woke up the latest. When she saw the news, she immediately put on her mop and ran downstairs to complain to Huamin. Chapter 3202. Auntie, it's not news anymore. Everyone on Earth knows about it. Pudding glanced at her aunt helplessly. That's embarrassing. I thought you didn't know. It's big news. Who doesn't know about it? Pudding was speechless. Tang Chuan called me just now and said he was surprised as well. He said he would go to Imperial Star and interrogate Su Yu to see what's going on. Tang Chuan is too much. It's their private business and he doesn't need to interrogate them. With Su Yu's temper, he'll tell us if he knows what's going on. Hua Min chuckled. I'm curious as to what kind of woman Su Yu values so much. No, I have to check her Weibo. Qin Ning logged onto her Weibo. By now, Zheng Ro had gained more than 100,000 followers. In an instant, there were as many as 60,000 comments under that comment. Her popularity was comparable to that of a popular female celebrity. It seemed that Su Yu was quite influential in the city. Meanwhile, Zheng Ro was sitting in a cafe on a hot summer day, sipping iced mocha leisurely. Holding a laptop, she was watching a popcorn movie while arguing with her netizens on Weibo. Su Yu's true fans couldn't stand it and flooded the screen with comments. This woman is a bitch. Identification complete. Zheng Ro replied, if I'm a bitch, then your whole family is a bitch. What's going on? Why does President Su like this unknown internet celebrity? Oh my god. Oh my god. Can anyone tell me why? Zheng Ro replied, your mom told me to tell you that this girl isn't an internet celebrity. You're overthinking, kid. Shameless woman. She wants to make herself famous. Disgusting. Zheng Ro replied, sorry. I'm old and don't care about fame. I only want money, not fame. Then you seduced handsome Su for money. Bitch. Zheng Ro replied, I'm shameless for money, and I got the money. I'm better than those who are shameless but don't have money. I don't deserve to be called a bitch. I'm not at your level yet. I like the way you guys don't like me but can't do anything to me. Come and hit me if you can. Zheng Ro was a girl with a strong heart. She didn't get angry when she heard all kinds of nasty words. Moreover, he even enjoyed the process of dissing his fans. He felt that it was especially fun and exciting. Waiter, give me another mocha with ice. Thank you. Zheng Ro was in a good mood. In addition to these nasty comments, there were actually some neutral netizens who spoke quite sincerely. I think she's a good girl. At least she cleared handsome Su of being a homosexual. Zheng Ro replied, you're welcome. Please call me Lei Feng. Haha, you're so funny. You must be an interesting girl. No wonder handsome Su likes you. Zheng Ro replied, not really, but I'm not bored. I plan to walk further and further down the path of humor. I didn't expect President Su to have a new relationship so soon. I thought he still had Dr. Hua in his heart. Zheng Ro replied, it won't be long. Su Yu has been single for a long time. Yeah, Dr. Hua is so excellent. He should be young Master Su's true love. I don't want to see him and other people together. Zheng Ro replied, you can be beheaded, but you can't mess with your morals. Dr. Hua seems to have a family. You guys don't want Su Yu to be called a homewrecker, right? So, kid, wake up. The Qing dynasty is gone and you can't have multiple wives. We believe in monogamy. Please strictly abide by the laws of our country. Haha, this woman is interesting. I'm your fan now. I'll continue to follow you. Good luck. Zheng Ro was about to reply when her phone rang. She picked it up, pressed the answer button, and put on her earphones. Chapter 3203. Auntie Su. How are you doing? I'm fine. Where did you sleep when you chased you out last night? Auntie Su was worried about the girl's safety. The hotel I stayed in. Then this morning's news? Auntie Su didn't finish her sentence. Zheng Ro hurried to explain, Auntie Su, I didn't ask anyone to do it. I was photographed in a daze, but the person on Weibo is me. I just want to take this opportunity to clear Su Yu's name and prevent others from spreading rumors that he's gay. Good. That's a good idea. Yu's mother and I both like it. Yu's temper, I saw it. He's as smelly as a rock in a latrine pit. It doesn't match his handsome face at all. Last night, he almost beat me. Zheng Ro couldn't help but laugh. Yu's temper used to be worse, but after he met that girl from the Hua family, forget it. Let's not talk about it. Anyway, Yu is a good boy. Work hard. There may be many difficulties, But once you conquer him, you won't be disappointed. I know. Auntie Sue, what's the saying? Right. Many people on the internet say that whoever gets Sue you will get the world. But do you think the world is so easy to get? Ha. I like your sense of humor. You must take good care of yourself over there. Don't let your parents worry about you. If you need anything, call me. If I have a meeting and don't have time, you can go to use mother. I've told her to take good care of you. Okay. It's okay. Auntie Sue, I'm not abroad. It's okay. Nowadays, it's better to take your cell phone and wallet with you when you go out. You can keep in touch with you over there. After I finish my business here, I'll go over and talk to you. Okay. Auntie Sue, I'll leave you to it. Zinro hung up happily and continued to criticize the netizens on Weibo. At the headquarters of Imperial Star. Lord Su, just admit it. We're so close. Don't hide it from me. Tang Chuan was drinking the yogurt that Su Yu had prepared for pudding with a straw. It was so childish. Fuck you. You won't be able to recruit my grandpa either. Our Tang family members don't look for jobs outside. Get lost. Don't make trouble for me here. I'm so busy. Su Yu had to deal with Tang Chuan while dealing with his work. But if it's really nothing, why did the girl go to Weibo for verification? It's really strange. How the fuck would I know? Su Yu also had an innocent look on his face. But to be honest, I can't see her face clearly in the photos I took last night. But she has a good figure. What does she look like? Call her out and let us see her. Tang Chuan continued to gossip. I'll say it again. I don't know her. I don't know that crazy woman. My aunt sent her to me. Su Yu felt like he couldn't clear his name even if he jumped into the Yellow River. In the dressing room of the female stars at Imperial Star, after taking a set of photos, Nie Lingxian, who was resting, took a cup of water from a staff member. Hey, have you heard that President Su has a girlfriend? Some staff members gossiped in private. Nie Lingxian's hand that was holding the paper cup moved slightly, and the water instantly wet her white dress. Miss Xianxia, are you okay? Her assistant immediately ran over. Chapter 3204. I'm fine. Look, your gown is soaked. I'll get you a new one. Lu, it's okay. Tell the cameraman that we're done for today. Nie Lingxian waved her hand tiredly. But this is for the promotion of your new movie. No. I'm dizzy and not feeling well. I see. Okay, I'll tell them and go to the hospital with you. Wait for me. By the time the assistant came back, Nie Lingxian had already left. Where's Miss Xianxian? The assistant was dumbfounded. Miss Xianxian left. She doesn't look well, a staff member said. Nie Lingxian didn't bring her assistant. She didn't even have time to remove her makeup or change her clothes. Instead, she went downstairs to the garage to get her car. She drove home in her white Maserati sports car. After becoming famous, Nie Lingxian lived by herself. She bought a 200-square-foot duplex in the city center. To protect her privacy, she didn't even hire a housekeeper. When she wasn't home, her assistant and agent would hire a housekeeper to clean the house. Fortunately, Cici lived here. Her parents were traveling abroad and she was bored at home. Rick and his subordinates, on the other hand, found a place to rent for a short period of time in the neighborhood to stay temporarily. Sis, you're back early today. Cici was happy. Yeah. Sis, what's wrong? You don't look well. Cici looked at her sister carefully and found her sister's expression was strange. I'm fine. I've been working too much lately and can't take it, Nie Lingxian said. Don't tire yourself out. Money is endless, but our lives are limited. Sis. Cici hugged her sister's shoulder and said coquettishly. Is your company so busy these days? I'll tell Sister Mian and ask her to tell President Su not to exploit you. Oh no. It's not President Su's fault. I took so many jobs for myself. It has nothing to do with President Su. Look at how anxious you are. I just said it. You're so protective of him. It seems you still haven't gotten over him, right? Cici guessed. Nie Lingxian was upset. Sis, did you see the news? Cici suddenly remembered the news she saw on her phone this morning. Nie Lingxian didn't say anything. Sis, you have to see the truth. President Su is from a wealthy family and has never lacked women. Let alone a new relationship, even if he changes a new one every day, we can't interfere. I know. Why are you still sad when you know? Aren't you expecting too much from him? No, I just don't understand. President Su is willing to give those young models a chance, but not me. Xianxia didn't sound very confident when she said this. It's not the same, sis. It's because he thinks highly of you and thinks that you're a good girl that he can't play with you. Look at those women in the news. They definitely won't marry into the Su family. What kind of person is Su Yu? How can he be so casual about his marriage? It's still better than never being close to President Su. Xianxia sounded aggrieved and choked with sobs. You're wrong. I just like Su Yu. What's wrong with that? Xianxia suddenly refuted her sister in agitation. It was the first time Cici had seen her usually obedient sister so agitated. Chapter 3205. I'm sorry, Cici. I didn't mean to yell at you. I know, sis. We grew up together. I know you well. Sigh. I'm just a bit confused. I know, sis. Let's not think about it. I'll go shopping with you. You're so rich, but you don't spend much. I want to buy new clothes and you want to buy them for my baby. Okay. I'll buy them for you. And for Luke. Cici smiled. That's not a good idea. Isn't your boyfriend very rich? Don't trick me. You're my sister. Of course I'll trick you. But let's go. Let's go shopping. Then the two sisters went out. In fact, Cici didn't want her sister to buy things for her. She just wanted to distract her sister. Otherwise, Su Yu's new relationship would be a big blow to her sister. Tang Chuan pestered Su Yu the whole morning but didn't get anything out of him. It wasn't that Su Yu didn't want to tell him, but he really didn't know anything. He only remembered that her name was Ro and that she was introduced to him by his aunt. Su Yu even forgot what the girl looked like. At noon, Chin Chu's driver and bodyguards arrived with Pudding. Pudding went to South Side with Huamin. Oh, Pudding is here to criticize us. Tang Chuan gloated. Do you think Pudding is as nosy as you? Su Yu glared at Tang Chuan. Humph. Pudding is my brother-in-law and sister-in-laws. In the future, she'll be the daughter-in-law of the Wei family, okay? Get the fuck out of here. Don't hurt my feelings. Su Yu was annoyed at Tang Chuan. When Pudding walked in, Tang Chuan didn't forget to tease her. Pudding, interrogate your handsome Su. Pudding didn't say anything and walked up to Su Yu. President Su, can we go for lunch now? Ha, little brat, let's go. What do you want to eat? Teppanyaki, Pudding said. No problem. Teppanyaki it is. Then, Su Yu stood up and glanced at Tang Chuan. Do you want to come with us? No, I'm going with Ningning to a farmhouse to eat salted fish pancakes. Alright, then you guys go and eat your big fish. We're leaving. Okay, let's go downstairs together. Then, the three of them went downstairs together. Tang Chuan drove off alone, and Pudding followed Su Yu to a famous teppanyaki restaurant in the city. The whole place was decorated in Japanese style, and it was very classy. In the private room, Su Yu poured a glass of water for Pudding. Do you want to ask about that too? No. That's not like you. Su Yu chuckled. I'm not as nosy as Little Bean. Very good. Our Pudding is the most sensible. Handsome Su, is the company done with the transfer of ownership? It's done. I've stored the paperwork in our company. If you want it, I'll have someone bring it to you now. No, I'll leave it with you. You're not going to tell your daddy and mommy? They'll know when the time is right. What do you want to do with such a big company? Have you thought about it yet? With so many people eating, you can't just leave it idle, right? Su Yu asked. I've thought about it. I want to invest in film and television while trading stocks. You want to invest in film and television? Su Yu's interest was piqued. Yeah, I want to work with your company. There's a new actress in your company. She's not very pretty, but her acting skills are off the charts. I've been following her for a long time and watched 2 of her web dramas. I saw that she recently starred in a comedy with a senior from the comedy world. They're looking for investors. You're interested? Suyu was surprised. Pudding was the source of the information. Chapter 3206. Yeah, I'm very interested. I've looked at it. There's very little investment and the actors aren't very famous. So, 30 million is enough for post-production. Right now they're raising funds. I think it's a good idea for us to split it 50-50. What do you think? 15 million each. That's not a lot. But Pudding, have you thought about it? Newcomers can't guarantee box office sales. Not to mention her, even popular actresses like Xianxia can't do well. So, it's very risky. That's how business works. If I'm afraid of losing money, I'll just put it in the bank and earn interest. Before Suyu could speak, Pudding continued, but I'm afraid it won't be enough to keep up with inflation. You're so mischievous. Every word you say is reasonable. So, what do you think? Pudding asked Suyu in all seriousness. I still think 15 million is too much for your first film investment. How about this? I'll take 25 million and you take 5 million. If we make money, we'll split it 50-50. No. We're talking about business. I don't want handsome Sue to take care of me. After all, I'll have to face this alone in the future. Handsome Sue, you can't take care of me for the rest of my life, right? Pudding's words always shocked Suyu and were very persuasive. You win. Then it's settled. I'll transfer the money from my company's account to your company's account. Then you can do the rest. I only have one request. What is it? Suyu thought the girl wanted to make sure she made money by asking Suyu to help her arrange the film's ratings or promote it. But to his surprise, she didn't. Little Bean and I want to make cameos. You want to make cameos? Suyu was even more surprised. Yeah, I looked at the script. There's a scene where a pair of children are kidnapped by human traffickers. The female lead saves the children and ends up with a police officer who solves the case. Little Bean and I want to play the role of the kidnapped children. But your mommy won't agree. Suyu had heard from Huamin that she didn't want her child to show his face in public, let alone enter the entertainment industry. I have my ways to convince mommy and daddy about this matter. You just need to promise me. After all, Suyu was the big boss of Imperial Star, so it wouldn't be difficult for him to do such a small thing. Then well, but don't make your mother angry. She's still pregnant. Suyu warned. Handsome Sue, you're so biased. You even favor mommy when you talk to me. No. Suyu was a little embarrassed. Daddy will be jealous if he knows. Hurry up and restrain yourself. I'm really not. I'm just worried that your mommy is pregnant. Everyone try not to make her angry. Pregnant women are the most important. Suyu tried to explain. All right, you don't have to say anymore. I understand you. What do you know? You little brat. Suyu smiled helplessly. Then, the waiters brought out the dishes one after another. They seemed to be having a good time. Pudding was very low-key, just like Chin Chu. She was so low-key that she rarely posted on her WeChat moments. But Little Bean was different. She would post it even if she wanted to eat ice cream. When they were almost done eating, Pudding suddenly asked, "Who was the girl who slept over at your house last night? You said you wouldn't ask. You couldn't help it, right?" Suyu smiled faintly. No, I'm just curious. What kind of woman can sleep over at your house for one night? She didn't sleep over there for one night. I threw her out in the middle of the night, okay? Suyu hurriedly explained. So, did you order her? Pudding asked in all seriousness. Suyu almost vomited blood when he heard this. Chapter 3207. You little brat, what kind of nonsense are you thinking in your head? Handsome Sue, you don't have to be embarrassed. You're a normal man and have needs. But be careful when you order takeout. Suyu was speechless. Pudding was a mischievous child, and Suyu didn't know what to say. Forget it. You guys won't understand me even if I tell you. Then it's settled. Okay, President Chin. Happy working with you. Suyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. While Pudding and Sue you were eating teppanyaki, Huamin and Little Bean were busy at Southside. Vice Director, you're back. Vice Director, good afternoon. I haven't seen you in a long time. Vice Director, the babies are 4 or 5 months old, right? Is this your Dabao or Air Bao? They're so cute. After Huamin returned, the doctors and nurses at Southside all came over to greet the mother and daughter. Being surrounded like an animal, Little Bean was also very unhappy. They didn't know the real situation and thought that Huamin was on leave because of her pregnancy. After all, the first 3 months were a sensitive period. I haven't been back in a long time. How's everyone? Huamin smiled. We all miss you, Vice Director. We're not used to your absence. President Wu came back a few times, but he didn't feel as good as when you were here. Go back to your work. I'll go back to my office to get some files. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, Vice Director. Let me know if you need anything. Only then did the crowd disperse. Huamin held Little Bean's hand and walked upstairs. Mom, they all seem to respect you. Yeah. Do you know why? Huamin asked. Because you're the leader. Not entirely. Then they think highly of you because your family is rich, Little Bean said. That's not right. Then, it's because they think that mommy is popular and good-looking. It has nothing to do with looks. Your mommy is not Lin Xianxia. Why would she use her looks to please others? I don't know. Little Bean pouted. Actually, they all respect mommy because mommy has professional ethics and prioritizes saving people. Oh, I see. Little Bean seemed to understand. Huamin's contributions to the Southern District over the past few years were obvious to all. Many of the patients who were sent to the hospital for emergency treatment were saved because of Huamin's prompt decision. Once, after operating on a man who had been in a car accident, the man recovered and ran away without paying. In the end, Huamin was the only one who paid for it. Everyone felt bad and wanted to share the burden. However, Huamin said that he was the leader and had the greatest responsibility. These little things were the reason why everyone respected him. Little Bean, remember mommy's words. You don't have to be a saint or a noble person in your life. You don't have to have a good reputation like Lei Feng. You don't have to be a good person. But, you must have a kind person. Mommy, I know. Isn't the first line of the 3-character classic that says that people are inherently good? Little Bean reacted quickly and deduced many things. Yes, that's right. Mommy doesn't ask you and your sister to grow up to be successful. I don't ask you to contribute to society or have such great thoughts and self-awareness. I just want you two to be good people and live a peaceful life. Then, you can do things honestly and don't take anyone seriously. Wow, that sounds so profound. Although I don't really understand, mommy is right. I will listen to mommy. Little Bean nodded obediently. Chief, you're back to work so soon? Xianxia was surprised and happy to see Huamin at the office door. Chapter 3208. No, I came back for a prenatal checkup. Huamin smiled. Ha, look at me. I forgot about your prenatal checkup. I'll go arrange it now. Huamin nodded and led Little Bean inside. Little Bean, do you want to eat something? No, Auntie. Mommy and I just ate at a pizza place, Little Bean said sensibly. Then I'll get you a glass of water. Okay, thank you, Auntie. Huamian was glad that Little Bean was polite when she was outside. After entering, Little Bean sat on the sofa and played with her phone. Huamin sat in his office and looked at the hospital's recent data on the computer. After a while, Xianxia came back. Chief, the OB/GYN department said we can go now. Okay. Chief, do you want to see if it's a boy or a girl? Xianxia smiled mysteriously. That's not a good idea. Huamin knew that the hospital had strict rules that forbade them from looking at a girl's gender. He was afraid that some people would prefer boys over girls and abort the baby if they found out it was a girl. So many innocent lives were lost before they were born. It's okay. We're just looking at the gender. No matter if it's a boy or a girl, we won't abort it. It's not against the rules. Xianxia whispered. At this moment, Huamin was really tempted. She nodded and went to the OB/GYN department with Xianxia and Little Bean. They started a urine test, blood test, and blood pressure test. Finally, they did an ultrasound. Huamin lay down carefully on the examination bed. Vice Director, it's a little cold. Bear with it, the female doctor politely reminded her. It's okay. You do it. The female doctor carefully lifted her skirt and rubbed the cold ointment on her belly. Then he used the instrument to rub her belly. That feeling was very magical. Perhaps the little guy was scared, for it gurgled in Huamian's stomach like a small fish swimming for a while. This little guy is probably scared. The female doctor laughed. Yeah, he's probably a little confused. He doesn't know what's going on. Huamin laughed as he lay on the bed. Auntie, what's mommy doing? Not far away, Little Bean was watching her mommy's prenatal checkup through the glass with a confused look on her face. Mommy is giving the baby a checkup. Is it okay now? She's not even born yet. Little Bean was puzzled. You can see her health condition even when she's in the stomach? Wow, that's amazing. I want to be a doctor when I grow up, Little Bean said seriously. She still remembered the last time her grandfather came to her house and taught her a lot of fun activities. At that time, Grandpa praised her and said that she had the talent to be a doctor. The more she thought about it, the more she felt that being a doctor was a noble profession. Especially after saving many patients, when he saw the patients and their families reunite, he would feel a sense of accomplishment, right? When he entered his mother's office, he saw that there were many silk banners inside. They must have been sent by the patients because with his mother's personality, she would never hire someone to write these things. Andy, my mommy, she's very good at medicine, right? Of course. Your mommy is very famous at Southside. Many patients who don't belong to our department heard about her past and asked her to perform surgery on them. Many family members even sent her a lot of things. Some even gave her gold bars, but she didn't accept them. That's for sure. Who would want gold bars? Our family is very rich, okay? Little Bean said arrogantly. Haha, that's not the point. The point is that our director is very honest, okay? Yeah, my mommy said that a gentleman loves money and should take it in a proper way. You can't take money that doesn't belong to you, Little Bean said. On the other side, the female doctor looked at Huamin meaningfully and smiled. Deputy Director, I saw the baby's gender. Chapter 3209. To be honest, Huamin, who had been in a good mood, became nervous after hearing the news. Is it a boy or a girl? Through the glass, she didn't know what the female doctor said to Huamin. When they came out, Xianxia immediately walked up and asked, Chief, is it a boy or a girl? Huamin smiled mysteriously. After Huamian's prenatal checkup, she left with Little Bean after finding that everything was fine. Mommy, are we going home now? Let's go to the company and find Daddy, okay? Okay. I'm going home for a nap. Can you ask Pudding to come over? I just called her and she's with Handsome Sue. They just finished lunch. Ask him to bring Pudding over. Huamin seemed to be in a good mood. After leaving the hospital, he got into the Mercedes-Benz RV. Ever since she got pregnant, Chin Chu had been against her driving. Once, Huamin couldn't take it anymore and said to Chin Chu, Honey, I can drive. I'm not an idiot. I'm afraid other idiots will disturb you. Huamian didn't know what to say to that. Later, she completely gave up the idea of driving. No matter where she went, bodyguards and chauffeurs would accompany her. In a secret prison in Sea City, Huasiqian was locked up here alone. He ate alone. Even when he came out to sunbathe, he was still alone. He gradually understood that this was a special place of confinement that had been specially created for him. Sir, report. What's the matter? A prison guard walked over with a baton and glanced at Huasiqian, who was in a prison uniform with handcuffs and ankles. I want to make a phone call. No. Even prisoners on death row have the right to call home. Why can't I call home? This is the arrangement of the higher-ups. I don't know. Then tell your superiors that I want to make a call. Who is your superior? Is it Gao Ran? Huasiqian seemed to have guessed as well. Don't waste your time. Just stay here and reform yourself. The prison guard did not seem to want to deal with Wuxia. This was because the higher-ups had already told him to do so when he was transferred here. This was a criminal with a special identity. Try not to have any contact with him, talk to him less, and do not agree to any of his requests. Looks like you're going to ignore whatever I say. Wuxia smiled. Those who didn't know him would think that he was a good-tempered person. The prison guard ignored him and walked straight back. Wuxia suddenly crouched on the ground and pulled out a small, inconspicuous stick from the grass. This thing was not enough to make him commit suicide. However, he took the small wooden stick and stuck it into his left ear. Following that, a blood-curdling scream could be heard from behind. When the prison guard heard the scream, he immediately ran over. When he saw Wuxia's left ear bleeding profusely, he was scared out of his wits. Calling the central control room. Calling the central control room. This is the 29th precinct. Prisoner 001 is committing self-harm. Please send an ambulance immediately. TK headquarters, a young lady. Wow, long time no see. Assistant Yang was extremely excited to see Huamin. After Assistant Yang's accident, he rested at home for a few months. Then, many things happened one after another. When Assistant Yang came back, Huamin had been kidnapped by Wuxia for a long time. Where's my husband? President Qin is in a meeting with the higher-ups. I'll call him for you. No, let him do it. Little Bean and I will sit in the lounge for a bit. We'll be there soon. Hello, Uncle Yang, Little Bean greeted. As soon as Huamin sat down, his phone rang. Huamin, come to the first hospital right now. It was Gao Ran's voice. What's wrong? Wuxia committed self-harm. He threatened that he won't undergo surgery until he sees you. Gao Ran seemed to be in deep trouble. Huamin's heart sank when he heard this. Chapter 32:10. When did this happen? Just now. Where was he hurt? His eardrum was pierced by something like a tree branch. Gao Ran said. Hearing this, Huamian gasped. But I don't know much about the eardrum. I can't do the surgery. Huamin panicked. I didn't ask you to do the surgery. That pervert wants to see you. If you don't come, he'll resist the surgery and refuse to cooperate. You know, Wuxia's identity is sensitive. Qin Chu and I can only imprison him temporarily. We can't kill him, but we can't let the higher-ups know. It is complicated. Gao Ran knew from the beginning that taking over Wuxia, this hot potato, wouldn't be easy. But he had been friends with Qin Chu for many years. If he didn't help, who else could? Now that something had happened, he was worried. He couldn't let Wuxia die. The first hospital, right? I'll be there right away. We'll wait for you here. Be quick, Huamin. I know. After hanging up, Huamin called Yang. A young lady. Yang, take care of Little Bean. When President Qin comes out, give the child to him. I have something urgent to deal with. I'll pick her up later. I'll call a cab for you. No. I brought a driver and bodyguard. Little Bean. Huamin squatted down and patted Little Bean's head. I know. Mommy, go to your work. I'll listen to Uncle Yang. I'll wait for Daddy. Mommy will pick you up later. Be a good girl. Okay. Little Bean knew what was important. Seeing her mommy in a hurry, she nodded obediently. 15 minutes after Huamin left, Qin Chu came out of a meeting. When he saw Little Bean playing games at the door, his eyes softened. Little Bean, why are you here? Daddy, you're out? Little Bean immediately put down her phone and was carried by Qin Chu. President Qin, a young lady just came. Where's my wife? Qin Chu looked around and didn't see Huamin. Later, when she saw that you were in a meeting, she said that she would wait outside. However, she received a call and seemed to have something urgent, so she left. She asked me to look after Little Bean and said that when you came out, she would hand Little Bean over to you and come back later. Oh, okay. With that, Qin Chu carried Little Bean all the way to his office. President Qin, regarding the proposal just now, I have 2 more points to add. The director of the marketing department hurriedly caught up with Qin Chu. Let's talk about it later, Qin Chu said faintly. The marketing director was confused. Don't you see that Little Bean is here? Hurry up and leave. We'll talk about it when the president is free. Yang waved his hand and sent them away. With Little Bean in his arms, he walked into the spacious office. Wow, Daddy's office is the best. It's big, beautiful, and cool. It's nothing like Mommy's small warehouse. Little Bean was so happy to have the air conditioner on a hot summer day. What's wrong with your Mommy's office? Qin Chu teased her. It's small. I don't understand. Mommy is the vice director of Southside. With so many patients, she should be very rich. Why does she have to have such a small office? It's because your mommy loves that office and doesn't want to move out. Qin Chu was helpless about his wife's temper. If I were Mommy, I would definitely have an entire floor for my office. The hundreds of square meters would all belong to me. Then I think you're not going to work. You're going to enjoy life. Qin Chu laughed. Right, Daddy, give me 10,000 yuan. Little Bean reached out her hand. Qin Chu was speechless. Chapter 32:11. Why do you want so much? Tell Daddy what you want to buy. Although Qin Chu loved his daughter, he wasn't crazy enough. Little Bean was so young, why would she want 10,000 yuan? I don't want to buy anything. I just want 10,000 yuan. You're so willful. Qin Chu laughed. I'm not being willful. I have information to sell to you. It's very important. 10,000 yuan is too little for me. If I want 100,000 yuan, Daddy will give it to me. But I don't want that much. After all, it's useless to have too much money, Little Bean said proudly. Little girl, you're so confident. What information do you have? Qin Chu looked at the mysterious Little Bean and thought she was cute. I told you to give me the money. Give me the money and I'll tell you. Little Bean walked up to her daddy and stretched out her hand again. You're good at fighting. I can't give you cash. You're so small and can't carry so much money. I'll transfer the money to your WeChat account, okay? Qin Chu picked up Little Bean and put her on his lap. Okay, but you have to transfer more money to me. After all, there's a fee for withdrawing money from WeChat. Ooh, smart little brat. Okay, Daddy will make you 15,000 yuan. Qin Chu was also generous. Daddy, give me 15,050 yuan. Little Bean took the opportunity to blackmail him. You really don't want to be taken advantage of. Qin Chu saw through his daughter's thoughts. Without saying anything, he took out his cell phone and transferred the money to Little Bean. Little Bean and Pudding each had their own WeChat account. Pudding was low-key and her name was Big Pudding. Little Bean's WeChat name was hard to remember, everyone's favorite Little Bean, the invincible beauty. But because it was too long, WeChat didn't allow it. In the end, she reluctantly removed many words and changed it to Little Bean. After taking the money, Little Bean happily put her arms around Qin Chu's neck and said mysteriously, Daddy, Mommy and I went to Southside for a checkup today. I feel like I've been cheated of 15,000 yuan by you. Qin Chu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He thought to himself, isn't it just a prenatal checkup? Is there a need to be cheated of 15,000 yuan by his younger daughter? Comrade Old Qin, can you calm down a little? I'm not done yet. Little Bean rolled her eyes at her daddy, clearly displeased. Little Comrade Qin, please continue. Qin Chu pinched the tip of Little Bean's nose lovingly and decided to continue listening. I was with her during the prenatal checkup. I heard from Auntie Xiaojie that the equipment at Southside is very advanced and can check the gender of the baby in Mommy's stomach. Oh, that's interesting. So, is the baby in your mommy's belly a boy or a girl? Qin Chu finally realized what his daughter wanted to say. So it was about the gender of the second child. In that case, Little Bean's asking price of 10,000 was indeed not a lot. I don't know. During the checkup, Auntie Xiaojie and I were waiting outside. Mommy went in alone and didn't say anything when she came out. So, are you playing with your daddy on purpose? Qin Chu's mood fluctuated as if he was on a roller coaster. I'm not playing with you. I'm not done yet. Comrade Old Qin, you need to change your impatient temper. Little Bean patted Chin Chu's shoulder meaningfully. Okay, comrade Little Chin, please continue. Chin Chu was about to cry because of his daughter's antics. It was the first time in his life that someone called him impatient. Little Bean, can you be any more naughty? Chapter 32:12. Although Mommy didn't say and Auntie Jie didn't ask in front of me, I guessed from Mommy's actions. What did your mommy do? Chin Chu asked with a smile. We were supposed to go home after the checkup, but Mommy suddenly said she wanted to come to the company to see Daddy. Isn't she excited? Little Bean's analysis was very reasonable. Very good. Continue to analyze, Comrade Chin. So I'm sure Mommy knows the baby's gender. Since she came to see Daddy so excitedly, it must be a little brother. How can you be so sure? What if it's a little sister? That's impossible. Although you all say that boys and girls are the same, we already have me and my sister. Our family doesn't lack girls. So, if Mommy really is pregnant with a little brother, everyone will be happy. Grandpa and Grandma also secretly talked to my sister behind my back. They said that if this baby is a boy, our family will have a successor. Hearing Little Bean's words, Chin Chu couldn't laugh anymore. To be honest, it was quite sad for such a young child to know these things. Chin Chu kissed Little Bean's forehead lovingly. Little Bean, Daddy and Mommy love you and your sister very much. No matter if Mommy gives birth to a little brother or a little sister, Daddy will love you and your sister just as much as before. Of course I know that. They all say that daughters are their father's lovers in their previous lives. So, Comrade Chin, you don't have to rush to explain. I believe you won't abandon your two lovers in your previous life. Little Bean comforted Chin Chu. Although this sentence was funny, Chin Chu was touched by his daughter's words. Although Little Bean wasn't as sensible as Pudding, she was still a chatterbox and a foodie. However, when he really got serious, it was really hard to resist. Fortunately, Mr. Chin had strong willpower. Otherwise, he would have burst into tears after just a few sentences. Yes, we'll always be a family. Daddy and Mommy love each and every one of you the same, just as much. Okay, Comrade Chin, don't be sentimental. I think it's a good thing for Mommy to give birth to a little brother. Think about it, who will inherit such a big family business? No matter how powerful my sister is in the future, she's still a woman. When she gets married, will our family's money be given to other families? At that time, wouldn't Uncle Wei's family have more money than our family? So, when Mommy gives birth to a little brother, our family will take care of our company. If my sister and I get bullied, our family will protect us. When you and Mommy are old Mommy, if we can't take care of you, we'll have a little brother to share. So, I think it's a good thing that we have a little brothers of our family. Little zestes of esses? Of savufs. Little Bean, you're right. Very good. Daddy is proud of you. Toot, didn't you eat with Mommy already? Tart's a snack, not a staple. Fine. In the end, Chin Chu was completely defeated by his daughter. By the way, don't tell Mommy about this. She doesn't like it when I eat sweet things, Little Bean said guiltily. Speaking of Huamin, Chin Chu suddenly remembered what Huamin had been busy with. He picked up the phone and called Huamin. Chapter 32:13. The number you have dialed is temporarily unavailable. A robotic female voice sounded from the other end of the line. Chin Chu panicked, afraid that something might happen to his pregnant wife. Then, Chin Chu called Huamin's chauffeur. President Chin, where's my wife? She asked us to take her to the first hospital. We're waiting for her at the entrance. She went in. The first hospital? Chin Chu frowned slightly, as if he didn't understand why Huamian wanted to go to the first hospital. How long has she been in there? About 10 minutes. But don't worry, President Chin, the bodyguards went in with her. She'll be fine. Okay, I got it. Hearing that the bodyguards went in with her, Chin Chu was relieved. Gao Ran was busy saving Huasiqian at the first hospital, so he forgot to call Chin Chu. In the OR, Huamin walked in sterile scrubs, supported by a nurse. Deputy Director, slow down. The floor is slippery. I'm fine. In the OR, aside from the doctors and nurses, Gao Ran's subordinates were also there, afraid that Huasiqian would play tricks on them. Huamin walked over slowly and saw Huasiqian, who had changed but refused to do the surgery. You're finally here. Seeing Huamin, Huasiqian revealed a rare childlike smile. What are you doing? Huamian was angry and conflicted. She didn't know what to feel. I want to see you. I know. You won't make that deal with me because you care about Qin Chu and love him. So, to make him happy, you won't come to see me once a month. I know it all. Seeing Huamin remain silent for so long, Huasiqian guessed that Huamin would not accept his previous proposal. Yes, so what? Qin Chu is my husband. Am I wrong to love him? Of course I care about my husband's feelings. Huasiqian, who do you think you are? What right do you have to make sarcastic remarks? You are nobody to me. Why should I make you happy? Huamin was rarely so angry. Huasiqian drove her crazy every time. I don't blame you, Mian. No matter what you did to me, I've never blamed you. What right do you have to blame me? All these years, you've been hurting me and my family. Huamin retorted angrily. Vice Director, this patient needs surgery immediately. We can't delay it any longer, the doctor reminded Huamin. Huamin suppressed his anger. Sometimes, he selfishly thought that it would be better to just let Huasiqian die. To prevent future trouble, however, he knew that Qin Chu kept him alive because he still needed him. Huamin took a deep breath and walked over, looking at him coldly. I'm here. Can you start the surgery now? Mian, can you stay here with me and not leave? Huasiqian, don't cross the line. Huamin frowned. That's all I ask. I know, after the surgery, I'll be locked up again. You still won't come to see me. You have the surgery first. We'll talk about other things later. Don't go. That's all I ask of you. Mian, please. Huasiqian's ear was bleeding more and more. Huamin felt nauseous. She turned her head and began retching. Maybe it was because she was pregnant, but she couldn't watch this scene anymore. Vice Director, are you okay? Do you want to rest outside? The nurse immediately handed her a glass of water. Chapter 32:14. No need. Huamin waved his hand with difficulty. Although he really didn't want to stay here, he still hoped that Huasiqian could finish the surgery safely. Seeing that Huamin had no intention of leaving, Huasiqian was finally willing to accept the doctor's surgery. The surgery was relatively fast, and it was done in 2 hours. There wasn't a lot of anesthesia, so Huasiqian was still conscious. Before leaving the operating room, he didn't forget to say to Huamin, Mian, it's good to have you by my side. Huamin didn't know what to say to him. Huasiqian was abnormal to begin with, and his personality was twisted. Whether it was the current him or after he transformed into Jack. No one would have a split personality for no reason. He must have experienced some unhappy childhood or memories. Then, he was forced to split into another personality in his body. And the contrast was huge. It was like some people who stuttered and had a weak personality, but after the split, they might become psychopathic killers. There were also people who usually liked to laugh and joke, but after the split, they might become cold-blooded maniacs. Huasiqian wouldn't split into Jack for no reason. Huamin began to vaguely feel that, other than the experience of being abused by his adoptive mother when he was young, he must have had a very bad experience when he studied abroad in Germany. After Huasiqian was pushed away, Huamin was helped out by someone. Gao Ran was still waiting for him at the door. How is it, Huamin? How's the surgery? It's not a big deal, and his life is not in danger. It's just that his injured ear might lose its hearing. You guys have to be careful in the future. This time it was our negligence. We didn't expect that a small wooden stick on the lawn outside would be a tool for him to attack himself. But speaking of which, this Huasiqian really doesn't care about his life. The things he does are too extreme. He's always been such an extreme person. Anyway, just be careful in the future. We'll be careful. Does my husband know about this? Oh no, I forgot that I had been making arrangements for this Wuxia incident. It's fine, I'll talk to him later. I'm going to GK headquarters anyway. Alright, you can talk to him. I'll go back to the bureau first. There are a lot of things to do here. I'll call him tonight. Alright. Just like that, Huamin and Gao ran parted ways at the first hospital, and the bodyguard and driver took her back to GK. Meanwhile, Suyu asked him to take Pudding home first. In his office, he logged into Weibo and sent Zhengro a private message. Suyu, come out? Zhengro, speak? Suyu, even if you want to be famous, you don't have to do this, do you? Suyu's female lead? Are you shameless? Zhengro, my face is mine. What does it have to do with you? What? I don't want it, but you want it? Suyu, Zhengro, you're an interesting person. You're in the entertainment industry and have seen a lot of sensationalized women. If you don't like it, you can sue me. Ask your public relations team to send me a lawyer's letter. You're a president after all. What's the point of sending me a private message? Suyu, get the hell out of this city. If you keep making trouble, I won't go easy on you, even if you were introduced by my aunt. Zhengro, whoa, do you think you can scare me? You don't like it? Come and have sex with me if you dare. Suyu, Zhengrou's unexpected response always made Suyu angry. He didn't understand how there could be such an outrageous woman in the world. Chapter 32:15. Suyu, what do you want? Tell me. Zhengrou, you'll give me whatever I want? Suyu, name the price. You want money, right? Then take the money and get out. Suyu thought that since his aunt had taken a fancy to her, she couldn't be a scoundrel. She must have some connections in her family. She must be a girl who wanted to climb up the social ladder and become a phoenix. That was easy, he could just give her money and get out. Zhengrou, you're wrong, President Su. I do have a motive and a purpose, but it's not money. Money is good, but my family doesn't lack it. I like you. You want to get rid of me? Sure. Take off your clothes and have sex with me. Then I'll take my luggage and get out. Suyu, how can a woman be so shameless? How can a woman say such things? Zhengrou, you seem to have cancer of the straight man. What's wrong? Women can make decisions in our society. What's wrong? Only men can have mistresses, but women can't have gigolos. You're too narrow-minded. Suyu, don't talk nonsense with me. Tell me your conditions. Zhengrou, I'll tell you. Have sex with me? Don't worry. If you don't want to be a bad influence at home, we can do it in a hotel. It's just sex. It's not hard, right? Suyu, then we have nothing else to say. Wait and see, damned woman. You'll see. Suyu was infuriated. The woman kept saying that she wanted to have sex with him and had sex with him, but Suyu didn't know how to do it. In a fury, he logged out of Weibo. On the other side of the computer, Zhengrou couldn't stop laughing. Suyu is a shy little man. Interesting. I think it's getting more and more fun. While eating potato chips, she replied to those boring netizens' insults. Suddenly, she felt how boring her life was in the first 2 decades of her life. Now, her life was so fulfilling. It seemed that she should have listened to Auntie Su and come to see City earlier. Suyu was fun, the people here were fun, everyone was fun. When Huamin returned to GK, Qin was dealing with official business and assigning tasks to several executives. Little Bean was probably tired from playing and fell asleep on the sofa. She was still wearing the air conditioner blanket that Qin had given her, and she was still holding tightly onto a bag of potato chips. There was yogurt, soft drinks, and even desserts on the table. It was obvious how much Mr. Qin spoiled his youngest daughter. Seeing Huamin walk in, all of the higher-ups stood up and warmly called out, "Madam." There were even a few people who couldn't change the way they addressed him and shouted, "President Hua." "Everyone, take a seat. You can continue. Don't worry about me." Huamin smiled. Then, she walked to the coffee table and tidied up the child's leftovers. "A young lady, I'll take care of these. You're pregnant, so there's no need for you." Little Yang rushed over to clean up. He didn't know if Little Bean still wanted to eat, so he didn't dare to touch her. It's okay. I'm pregnant, not sick. I'm not that pretentious, Huamin said. That's all for now. Call me if you need anything, Qin Chu said. Okay, President Qin. We'll leave now. Qin Chu nodded. Then, the executives said goodbye to Huamin and left the office. Huamin turned around and looked at Qin Chu. He was about to scold him. Honey, look at you. How could you let the child eat these snacks? How did I? Before Huamin could finish, Qin Chu hugged him and kissed him fiercely. I need to go to the bathroom. Embarrassed, little Yang quickly found an excuse and ran away. You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.